All right, so today I'm going to give a brief overview of the utility of landing pages, why it's different from websites, and I'm going to speak through how you should be perceiving your landing pages because I believe, no, not I believe, I've observed that a lot of business owners, for one, are confusing what landing pages are, but two, they're underutilizing them. Landing pages, if I were to think of them metaphorically, it should be like a door. It should be like a door that you use to be able to identify people and give people access. So let's talk about the utility of a landing page and that metaphorical correlation for a moment, right? I did a presentation a little while ago and I said, you know how like people break into your house, like how people break into homes, sorry, not your house, right? But people break into homes. The first thing that has to happen before a home gets broken into is someone needs to see value in the home. Like there has to be something inside of that house that is valuable. Otherwise, no one would want to break into it, right? So that's the first thing that has to happen. There has to be value in the house. So when you think of what you're giving people access to, you have to make sure that there's value inside of your digital house. All right, so that's the first big thing. Second big thing is, let's say that there was something, there were things valuable inside of your house, right? There's value inside of the house, and let's say there were no doors. If there were no doors, did anyone really break in? No, they didn't break in. They just walked right through. They got what they needed and they did, right? That's what a lot of people are doing in the digital world by simply putting information out there and expecting people to look at it, think it's valuable, and then use it and then say, oh, well, like, I'm gonna do exactly what you're gonna tell me to do next. The reality is people are gonna say, well, I'm just gonna walk through these other little hallways and grab what I need and dip. And if you were to do an investigation, right? Somebody went through your house, there were no doors. Somebody walked through, took what they needed. If you were to do an investigation, you would find no fingerprints to identify who walked through. That's the utility, that's the metaphorical utility of a landing page. You have the ability to have people see that there's value behind this door. They have to put their fingerprint on that doorknob to be able to go through and walk through. That's correlated to someone saying, hey, here's my name and my email address. You're identifying me, so let me check this stuff out. And you also have the ability to dictate and determine what you want to present to them next. It could be a hallway. It could be a door to a hallway that has even more value. It could be a door to an entire area of the house that has even more value. And you have the ability to kind of direct them through where you want to go, right? So I wanted to get that out there because I think it's important. A landing page isn't something that is like, you can explore, right? Landing pages don't have menus oftentimes or anything like that. There's no links in the landing page to be able to get to other parts of it. Like it is a binary exchange. You see what's on this page, you give me your information, or you transact, you buy, you take action, you schedule. There's a list of call to actions that you could or should do on a landing page. You do it or you get off. Landing pages are also what you typically direct ads to because you want to be able to assess how effective your ads are through the actions that are taken when people land on it. That's why they call it a landing page. All right, so let's get into some of the other details here. All right. So I want to lay a couple things down here so that you can kind of get what should be happening with a landing page. All right. So you're getting attention in these different areas, right? Like you're getting attention on Facebook, maybe Twitter or X, IG, TikTok, I'm gonna call it TT. Any other community that you're a part of, right? And what's happening is This attention is going everywhere. All different directions, all different directions. Once people come across your stuff, they're going in every different direction. The aim with a landing page is to direct this attention somewhere. Okay? Now, typically, in order to get people to do this, you need some type of hook. You got to hook them somehow. Like, there has to be something that's going to get people to say, let me click through to this page. I want to land here. You know, people don't want to get, like, they don't want to go places just for no reason. Like, they want to go places because you're speaking to a particular, like, either pain or anticipated gain that they want to have. All right? First big thing, there's some type of hook that you need to create in order to get people here. And I want to work through this with you as well. Part of what I'm going to offer you here is just kind of first step. Like, I just want to help you with creating a landing page, but having it work for you is also really important. All right. Now, on a landing page, there's normally an expression called, and you may have heard it, you may have not. It's called above the fold. So above the fold is the term that's used where when someone hits a page, what do they see before they begin to scroll? Anything past when they began to scroll is called below the fold. All right. So above the fold is everything that they see. Normally, what happens is if you want to communicate a lot within a very short period of time, you can do two things. You can either have an extremely captivating title, or I think one of the really good ways to communicate is by putting some type of video on the first portion of the landing page. Everybody has their different tactics. I'm just sharing some experience here, all right? Having some type of video with some additional information and a call to action. Your call to action needs to be above the fold, okay? You could do it again later on. You could have, what I've typically seen is, a landing page might have a number of sections, right? And you'll start to add all of these different, sections. There could be data, there's like lists, there's stuff going on this landing page, but then there's other places where you can have your call to action. All right. Now, a call to action can be a number of things. A call to action can be them opting in. Can't see this very well. They're opting in to gain access to something. They could be scheduling. They could be scheduling something. That's also another sort of call to action. Now, mind you, check this out. With most call to actions, you are identifying who's doing it. All right? Who's the one taking action? When you're opting in, they're giving their information. When they're scheduling, they're giving their information. All right? So they may be buying. I would typically say when someone is buying something on a landing page, typically it's some type of low ticket offering. It's not like a $5,000 coaching program that people are buying from a landing page. A low ticket offering, all right? They may be applying for something. Sorry for my handwriting on my iPad is horrid, okay? They're applying for something. Now, one thing that I've seen work very well is I've seen this work very well is if there is something that you want people to purchase, like let's say it's a subscription, or let's say it's a lower mid-ticket offering. What I've seen a lot of people do that is that's great is to have they would either opt in or they would apply to be able to take that next step in that purchase. Once they input their name, maybe their email address, phone number. Once they input some information, they're then led to the sales page. All right. This is important because you're gonna be able to at least follow up with these individuals who hit the actual sales page and they decide not to take action at that point. Even though people want to buy, you have to realize that they're going through life right now. I've been in situations where I was like, oh my gosh, like I really want to buy this thing. That thing could be maybe a couple $100s. And I'm like, you know what? Like I really want to buy this. But then what happens is like I'll either see a notice from my son's daycare, or I'll get a message about something pertaining to work, or my Slack notification goes off, and then all of a sudden like my mind is like, bloop, oh snap, let me take care of that real quick. And once that happens, not to say that I don't want to buy anymore, but I now have to navigate back to that state that I was in where I was very excited to buy, right? Imagine you selling something and someone is sitting in front of you and they're ready to buy, but let's say they're like, hey, oh my gosh, I gotta check that. Can I go and come back? Like that's hard, right? Like that's crazy. Oftentimes, you now have to bring them back to that state, that energy state that they were in when they were excited about buying. Very difficult. However, when you're using a landing page and you're getting people to opt in or they're applying for something, the mentality that you could be putting them in is, well, you're not at the step to buy yet, but I'm getting you there. So if there's any reset, we're resetting after you've taken some type of action. All right, a lot more to that. I'm going to dig into that in another training. All right, so but going back to this this whole high level overview of the intent of a landing page. After someone takes some type of action, right, and they've ID'd themselves, the aim now is to either is to nurture them, right? Is to nurture them. So I'm not going to cover. I'm going to cover this in more depth inside of the AI, the Amplified Inbound community. I'm not going to cover that here. But what I do want to offer everybody that is listening, I would like to help you at least create your landing page. All right. There are a couple things that I would like to help you with. The first thing here is I'd like to identify how you intend on generating traffic to this thing. It's one thing to have a landing page. It's another to know that you're going to be able to drive 1,000, 2,000, 20,000 people to it within the next week or two. All right. I want to at least talk through it, and I want to at least identify whether or not there's certain resources you might need in order to help with that traffic. It is okay if you really want to generate, if you really want to create something, but you're not sure where you're going to get the traffic from. I at least want to touch on it. All right. So the second thing is I want to identify and work with you on the intent. ID on the intent. That's stupid. What am I doing? I meant to just write the intent. And let's just say the call to action on the page. All right. So the intent of the landing page is important. If you were to say, yeah, I want to do a landing page because I want to sell a product or something. Like if it's too generic, what could happen is you get something made that doesn't serve what you want it for. All right. I want to make sure that whatever's created is serving something. All right. I want to get good testimonials out of these efforts. All right. Like if I'm gonna work with you on creating a landing page, I want to get good testimonials. I want you to be able to say, man, like my business grew, my leads grew, all of that grew because like we worked together, you know? The third thing that I want to do is I want to present you with options, like design options. And then I'm going to deploy the landing page for you. Jeez. And I'll also show you how to edit it so that you have control. All right, I don't want to be the one that holds your stuff for, hostage, right? So again, the 5 things that I'd like to work with you on. I want to identify where you're going to be getting traffic from. The outcome of that discussion, could be, hey, it might be good if you consider running ads. It might be good if you consider having maybe a referral network. It might be good if you were to put these things in place so that you can ensure that you're going to be successful with this. And again, I think that's going to help with you identifying why this is an investment for you. The second thing is working through the intent and the call to action. It's going to be on the landing page. Third thing is I want you to see a couple different options for different landing pages. Creating a landing page now is not as difficult as it used to be, but huge but. It's a matter of heading in the right direction and getting that initial momentum versus spending a ton of time trying to figure out what should even be on it. So I want to create some starting points for you. That's the reason why I want to present you with some template options. Fourth, I want to deploy it for you so that everything is set up, everything's connected. And then the fifth, I want to show you how to edit it yourself because again, I don't want you to be sort of bound to me with these efforts, all right? So below or to the side of this video, depending on what type of device you're on, you're gonna see a form to be able to just start the process to start working with me, all right? The investment to create a very simple landing page, deploy a very simple landing page, within the next few days, is going to be $97. It's all less than $100. There's no reason why you can't get a good landing page developed so that you can gain access to these leads, all right? I will also provide you with some options if you are interested to have ongoing support and be a part of a community. So the investment for that is gonna be $47 a month. However, you will also have access to other templates and other resources, other training materials as well, all right? It is totally worth it. With the investment to the community, it is absolutely no risk, all right? So in the event that you say, hey, I don't think this is worth it, hey, click. Here's the investment back, all right? No problem doing that. All I need you to do is just follow protocol, all right? And lastly, so after you complete this form, there's gonna be a simple investment. After that, you're gonna receive an email with some further instructions for us to get started, all right? In the meantime, if you have any questions, just do not hesitate to hit me up, all right?